Hello and welcome to Innovative Learning Process. Now we are going to take the topic Current Affairs, May 2024. This is the first part, and this is very important for our UPPCS examination as well as some other examinations that are to be conducted. So we will start World Press Freedom Index 2024. World Press Freedom Index. In this index, India ranked 159 out of 100 countries. This report is published by Reporters Without Borders. Reporters Without Borders, a Paris-based NGO. World Press Freedom Index. Indian rank 159. Next, the theme is a press for the planet. Journalism in the face of the environmental crisis. This is the theme of the World Press Freedom Day that is being observed on May 3rd. Top 3 countries: Norway, Denmark and Sweden. Norway, Denmark and Sweden. These are the 3 top countries in this index. Next one, a study has been conducted on coal's share in India's electricity capacity. So, for the first time, it has been observed that coal's share in India's total electricity capacity fell below 50%. So, this is showing that our coal share is diminishing in total electricity capacity. So, this report also suggests that India achieved a total installed capacity of 442 gigawatt in 2024. Next, ISRO study on water ice on the moon. It reveals that evidence for enhanced possibility of water ice in polar craters of the moon, because Chandrayaan first detected signs of hydrated minerals in sunlit areas in moon 2009. So there might be the further study, but ISRO has confirmed that water ice on the moon. India's high food inflation. World food prices experienced a significant decline in 2023, while India faces a high food inflation, and it has been persistently very high food inflation, reaching 9.5% in December 2023. Food carries a weight of 45.9% in consumer price index. So this is directly hitting the common people. Next, G-Sec, government securities. These are the tradable instruments issued by governments through auctions conducted by Reserve Bank of India. It means that this is being conducted by Reserve Bank of India, and these are government securities. Government is drawing the money from the market from securities or government securities. Two types are there. First one is short term. These are known as treasury bills. It means that if you are taking, if a government, RBI or government is drawing money for the short term period, then in the name treasury bills, and its maturity period would be less than 1 year. And second type, long term, that was known as government bonds or dated securities, and its maturity period would be 1 year or more. The central government can issue both treasury bills and government bonds, while state governments issue only government bonds, also known as state development loans. It means that if central government is willing to draw the money from the market, then it has two options. First one, that is long term. It means government bonds or dated securities, and second type is the short term or treasury bills. But in case of state governments, they are not supposed to draw the money from those methods as central government can do. It has the option to get the loan in the name of state development loans, and it can issue only government bonds. Next, report. A study of methane concentration. A recent study suggests that methane emissions from fossil fuels have been declining, and methane produced by microbes has been on rise. This is a study that methane emissions from fossil fuels, it is declining, but methane produced by microbes, it is going on rise. And study also suggests that atmospheric concentration of methane today is 3 times what it was 300 years ago. Methane accounts for 15 to 35% of rise in human induced greenhouse gas emissions. So this is the important data, that methane accounts for 15 to 35% of rise in human induced greenhouse gas emissions. Methane is second most abundant human caused greenhouse gas after CO2, means carbon dioxide. So this is the on second position after CO2, that is human caused greenhouse gas, methane. And it has also very high global warming potential. Aura century is 28 times that of CO2. It means that the potential of global warming is very high, 28 times that of CO2. So methane is very dangerous for global warming. Next one, ISRO releases Indian Space Situational Assessment Report. ISHAR. ISRO. ISRO's System for Safe and Sustainable Space Operations Management, IS4OM, shows a rise in space object population. It means that many space objects such as satellites and many more things are there in space, and the population is increasing day by day. So ISRO states about that its plan to reduce the space debris. And one more concept associated with it, Kessler syndrome. It is the nightmare space scenario in which a number of satellites and orbital debris is so high that collisions occur. So it can be asked in our examination that what is Kessler syndrome. So it is the hypothetical situation where we assume that a number of satellites and orbital debris in space are so high that collisions might occur. So Kessler syndrome is related to space debris. One more, Netra. It means that ISRO's network for space object tracking and analysis. So this might also be asked in our examination that what is NETRA? This is ISRO's network for space object tracking and analysis. Tracking and analysis, that is NETRA. Standards for a net zero iron and steel sector in India. This has been released by International Energy Agency. Standards for low and near zero emissions in steel production, so that it can be promoted of green steel. So in this report, India is the world's second largest steel producing country. It has been stated that India is the world's second largest steel producing country. Next, what is International Energy Agency? So this is Paris based autonomous intergovernmental organization. So IEA, this is International Energy Agency and established in 1974. India is a member. Goldman Environmental Prize. This is a prize which had been awarded to Alok Shukla. Who is Alok Shukla? He is tribal rights activist of Chhattisgarh Bachao Andolan. Alok Shukla, who has been conferred upon the Goldman Environmental Prize of 2024. He has worked in Chhattisgarh's Hasdev Aranya region. Ethylene. Next one, ethylene. So what is ethylene? This is colorless, flammable and lighter than air hydrocarbon gas. C2H4. This is the chemical formula, C2H4, ethylene. And this is the simplest alkene. Ethylene, this is alkene. Simplest unsaturated hydrocarbon. Ethylene is a plant hormone to ripen fruits and germinate seeds. Many times we use ethylene to make the fruits ripe. Next one, Pakistan's Hangor class submarine. This is considered as a counterpart to India's Kalvari class submarines. So, what is the Kalvari class submarines? These submarines are being developed under Project 75 that are derived from French Scorpion class submarines, and 6 submarines are there of this class: Kalvari, INS Kalvari, INS Khanderi, INS Karanj, INS Vela, INS Vagir and INS Vagsir. These are the 6 types of submarines which are being developed under Project 75. K2-18B and dimethyl sulfide. K2-18B and dimethyl sulfide. Dimethyl sulfide presence. So the presence of dimethyl sulfide in the atmosphere of a distant planet such as K2-18b could indicate the possibility of extraterrestrial life. K2-18b, what is K2-18b? This is the planet, and dimethyl sulfides. The presence of dimethyl sulfide suggests that it might be the possibility of extraterrestrial life. It means that life might be beyond our Earth, possibly a Hycean world with a hydrogen-rich atmosphere and an ocean-covered surface. This is Hycean. So this might be asked in our examination that what is Hycean? What do we understand by Hycean? So this is hydrogen-rich atmosphere and an ocean-covered surface. That might be as an exoplanet that features a liquid water ocean underneath a hydrogen-rich atmosphere. James Webb Space Telescope. This has been in news, and James Webb Space Telescope. It is the collaboration between NASA and European Space Agency (ESA) and Canadian Space Agency. So James Webb Space Telescope. It has been promoted by three space agencies: one NASA, second ESA European Space Agency, and third Canadian Space Agency. And this has been James Webb Space Telescope, launched in 2021. It is positioned at the Sun Earth L2 Lagrange point 2. This is largest and most powerful infrared space telescope. This is largest and most powerful infrared space telescope, James Webb Space Telescope. The objective of this telescope to explore cosmic history from Big Bang to evolution of galaxies, stars, planets, and our solar system. These are the some objectives to the James Webb Space Telescope. Next one, smart system. What is smart system? DRDO had successfully tested the smart system. This is supersonic missile assisted release of torpedo. It is a missile assisted torpedo release system designed to bolster the Navy's anti-submarine warfare capabilities. So, SMART is basically associated with torpedo, release of torpedo, and that is supersonic missile assisted release of torpedo system. 46th Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting. India, through the Ministry of Earth Sciences and National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, is set to host 46th Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting, ATCM 46, ATCM 46, and the 26th meeting of the Committee for Environmental Protection, CEP 26. The Atlantic Treaty, signed in 1959, and this established as Antarctica as a region for peaceful purposes, scientific cooperation, and environmental protection. So basically, this committee, it means that the Committee for Environmental Protection, 26. This is the 26th meeting, hence it is known as CEP 26. And also ATCM 46, this is known as ATCM 46, means this is 46th meeting of Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting, and these are meant for Antarctica, to develop Antarctica as a region for peaceful purposes, scientific cooperation, and intergovernmental protection. Next concept is eggshell skull rule. Eggshell skull rule. our Supreme Court has rejected the application of the eggshell skull rule in a medical negligence case. So basically, eggshell skull rule, what is this? It is also known as thin skull rule. This is legal principle and applied in civil litigation. It states that a defendant in a lawsuit is liable for all injuries caused to the plaintiff. It means that if any harm is made by someone, so the victim will have the compensation from that harm, due to that harm. So we can say that if it is asked in our examination that what is eggshell skull rule, so it can be a legal principle in civil litigation. Next, front running. It is when a broker or an investor joins a trade because they have foreknowledge of a large confidential deal, and this might impact the assets price. So this is front running. It is also known as forward trading or tailgating. So front running is basically a person who have the secret informations about the market, and if he is entering in the that particular deal, so this is called the front running. And some associated things are there. AMCs means asset management companies. These are the some companies or financial institutions responsible for managing and investing funds pulled from investors in various financial assets such as stocks, bonds, and other securities. These companies create and manage investment products like mutual fund, exchange traded funds, and pension funds. So next one is Article 31C. There is a debate whether private property can be considered a material resource of community under Article 39B, and also if Article 31C still holds validity after the Minerva Mills judgment of 1980. So let's see. Article 31C of the Constitution protects laws enacted to distribute material resources of the community for the common good as outlined in Article 39B and C. These laws cannot be challenged on the grounds of violating rights under Article 14, right to equality, or Article 19, freedom of speech and assembly. It means that Article 31C states that there is no challenge in judiciary on the basis of that Article 14 or Article 19 is being violated. If, in what condition? If some material resources of the community is being utilized as a common good. It means that it might be that your personal liberty or right to equality is being hurt, but it cannot be challenged because it has been stated in Article 31C that to for promoting the common good, if those actions are promoting the common goods, a common well-being, then there should not be challenged. It should not be challenged in the court of law. Next one, Mount Ruang. This is in Indonesia. It is a strato volcano situated in Indonesia's Sulawesi island. Other volcanoes in Indonesia are Krakatau, Merapi and Semeru. So Mount Ruang, it is situated in Indonesia. GST Appellate Tribunal, GST AT. Sanjay Kumar Misra, former Chief Justice of Jharkhand High Court, has been appointed as the President of the GST Appellate Tribunal, GSTAT, for 4-year term. This is the new appointment. So let's understand about that. What is GSTAT? It is established under Central GST Act 2017 and serves as the second appellate authority for hearing appeals against orders under the GST Act and State GST Acts. So this is the appellate authority, second appellate authority. Next one, chloropicrine. US accuses Russia of using the chemical compound chloropicrine against Ukrainian forces. So this might be the potential question for our prelims examination, that what is chloropicrine. So this is a chemical compound. It is colorless to yellow oily liquid, highly volatile, and it is gas at our room temperature. It means that this is in gaseous form at the room temperature. It can be used as chemical weapons and as a pesticide, as a poison gas during World War I. This had been developed during World War I, and it is highly toxic and carcinogenic. This is highly toxic and also carcinogenic. So these might be important highlights for our prelims examination. Some regulations in place for chemical weapons, like regulation might be asked in our exam, like Chemical Weapons Convention, CWC. Chemical Weapons Convention. This has came into existence in 1997. Chemical Weapons Convention. It prohibits the development, production, stockpiling and use of chemical weapons. So what is the purpose? Chemical Weapons Convention to reduce the production or stockpiling and use of chemical weapons. India is a signatory to this convention, Chemical Weapon Convention. Next one, Geneva Protocol 1925. It also prohibits the use of chemical and biological weapons in conflicts. Geneva Protocol 1925. It prohibits the chemical and biological weapons in conflicts. So these might be asked in our prelims examination. Next one, Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW. OPCW, Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. It is headquartered in Hague, Netherlands. Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. Its headquarters is in Hague, Netherlands. And its aim is to achieve a world free of chemical weapons. India is the member and total members are there 193. OPCW. OPCW. It is headquartered in Hague, Netherlands. Next one, Goldine. This is 1 atom thick sheet of gold. It is called Goldine, 1 atom thick sheet of gold. It is made by sandwiching silicon between titanium carbide layers. So this might be the question, that Goldine, it is basically made up of gold. So this is not true. It is made by sandwiching silicon between titanium carbide layers. Next one, Klebsiella pneumonia. It is a bacterium commonly found in intestines, and it can cause severe infections like pneumonia. Peptides are the short chains of amino acids. Next one, Mulla period dam issue. About the dam, Mulla period issue. This issue has been in news for a long, so this might be the question in our prelims examination. However, Mulla period dam, this is the 126-year-old structure in Kerala's Idukki district, is owned and maintained by Tamil Nadu for various purposes. It is in Kerala's Idukki district and owned and maintained by Tamil Nadu for various purposes. Next one, Periyar River. This is the Kerala's longest river, earning the title Lifelong of Kerala. This is originating from Shivagiri Hills in Tamil Nadu and passing through Periyar National Park. Its tributaries are Muthirapuzha, Mullayar, Cheruthoni, and Perinjankutti. These are the tributaries of the Periyar River. MQ-9B Predator drones. Next, Predator drones named MQ-9B Predator drones. Indian Army and Air Force plan to deploy MQ-9B Predator drones at Saraswati and Gorakhpur air bases in Uttar Pradesh. So this might be our potential question in for UP examination, because this is being planned to be attached to Saraswati and Gorakhpur air bases in Uttar Pradesh to enhance surveillance along the line of actual control with China. These are US made drones with a flight time of over 36 hours, and this can reach to the heights of 40,000 feet. MQ-9B. These are in two variants, Sky Guardian and Sea Guardian. These are two variants, Sky Guardian and Sea Guardian. MQ-9B drones. Hopen Island, Svalbard Archipelago. This is in news since the first case of walrus dying from bird flu here, Hopen Island. So first of all, where it is located? This is located in Svalbard Archipelago, Hopen Island. And why this is in news? Because a walrus dying from bird flu. So, however, it is unclear whether it was H5N1 or H5N8 strain. Bird flu. This might be again our potential question in our prelims examination, where H5N1 or H5N8 strain. These are strains which had been associated with the bird flu. So, Hopen Island, this is situated in Svalbard Archipelago, Norway. China's Chang'e 6 mission. China's Chang'e 6 mission. This has been launched successfully and it aims to collect rocks from the moon's far side. Equipped with a communication satellite called Kuikyo 2. It is called Kuikyo 2 and will land in South Pole Aitken Basin. It will land in South Pole's Aitken Basin, the moon's largest impact basin. The moon's largest impact basin.